Hey everybody. So we're back working in my vehicle. I have a 2017 E-Class, at least for the next year or so. I gotta, as most of you know, for black car and Uber and Lyft platforms, New York City gives you 6 years, I believe it is. Yeah, so this is a 2017. I have to trade it in by next year and get probably the same vehicle because I love this car. And I'll be getting the 2021 or 2022. Now, we're in the city today and it's a beautiful day. I am working with a private client. I'm not working black car just yet. I do plan, once I'm finished with them, to do some Lyft Lux and some Uber Black. Afternoons in the city, you know, afternoon to evenings get really busy and you have the potential of making some really good money in a short time span. Now, that being said, brings me to the topic at hand. The number one question I see asked on a lot of these Facebook groups and chats and so on and so forth is, what do you make as an Uber driver? What do you make as a black car driver? What do you make as a Uber Eats? And you know, people always want to know the finances and they always want to know if it's worth it or not, because you know, you hear very conflicting stories. Some people, you know, screaming and shouting on the Uber and Lyft chats on Facebook how much they hate it and how Uber and Lyft, and you know, they're getting robbed and they're taking all their earnings and this and that. And again, are they taking too much? Are they not, you know, taking their fair share? That's a conversation for a different video. But at the end of the day, everybody's got to eat, and if there was no money in this, you know, there wouldn't be this many of us doing it. So I'm gonna give you my point of view, my particular take on this, and what I make. So my goal, getting to the bottom of it, is I have a goal of, when I do work black card, to make anywhere from $350 to $400 a day. What does that mean? That means I don't go home until I have at least $350 to $400. And I say $350 to $400 because depending on how much gas, you know, I've used up to get to that, you know, $350, I might need to make $400 because otherwise I'm losing out. But sometimes, you know, you get calls that are, you know, you end up making that without even putting a lot of miles in. So you get lucky, like I said. And I know that there's drivers on there also going, oh, I'm making $1,000 a day and I'm making this much a day. Listen, I've gotten lucky. We've all gotten lucky. That's not to say you're not gonna make that. I had a call just the other day, going deep into Connecticut, waiting for like 3 hours, coming back. You know, that was $1,000 a day for me. You know what I mean? With one passenger, you know, throughout the day. Granted, you know, with the tip included, it came up to like $950 something. Again, not happening every day. Very rare occasion. It does happen, but it's not a and there's days that I've made, you know, my goal in 3-4 hours. There's days that, you know, I've had 8, 10, you know, 11 hours and had a hard time meeting that goal. So every day is different. This is not an hourly rate kind of job where you can say, if I work this amount of hours, I'll get this amount of money. Doesn't work that way with car service. Some days are better than others. What I can say is I've never worked 8 to 10 hours and not had my goal. Never had that happen in terms of, you know, putting in the hours. And when I say put in the hours, I mean actually work, because I know guys that say, oh, it's slow today, or oh, I don't make any money and this and that. And you know, they go out, they have the app running for maybe 20 minutes, they don't get any calls, and oh, they go eat, or oh, they go visit a friend or a girlfriend, or you know, or do something that has nothing to do with work, and they go home saying that it was slow. No, you were impatient and you stopped working. So at the end of the day, it's like anything else. You have to put in the hours, you have to put in the effort, and there is money in this. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have one of the big SUVs because I don't like spending, you know, that kind of gas money. I mean, it's 10 miles per gallon. That's insane to me locally. But also because sometimes you get calls, that are SUV, black or SUV luxury, and it's a crazy amount of money. But how often are you really gonna get an SUV call? You know what I mean? Like most of the calls you'll be getting is one or two people. There's not a lot of SUV black calls. And granted, I'm only speaking from, I have driven SUV black before, and I'm speaking from my experience when I did it. Doesn't mean to say yours is the same or different. So like I said, I mean, there's money in this. My goal is that, but in New York City is doable. Outside the city, I know that there's no TLC, so the rates are much less. And I imagine it's probably gonna take, a bit longer to get to that goal, but I'm sure my goal would probably still be the same. Or who knows, maybe it's even better. You guys tell me. I don't know if it's, outside the city or in cities like, Houston, Orlando, Chicago. Like, I don't know what it's like in those cities. There's no taxi and limousine commission outside of here. It's only within the 5 boroughs. And, it's a pain in the butt because we have to abide by all these rules and the speed cameras, and the insurance rates are crazy and this and that. But we do get paid more money than, guys that work outside of the city or outside the 5 boroughs of New York City. So, like I said, that's my goal. That's what I make on an average basis. Your goal might be different, but there is money in this. It's not necessarily a saturated market because people are always going to need rides, and not everybody's going to be around to give them. So I do enjoy the black car market a lot more than in regular Uber X, even though I do take off the filter from time to time on weekends when there's not a lot of black car calls. Mainly because sometimes they're doing like a promo or something, and I want to get in on it, and sometimes Lyft does like the whole give 3 rides, get $15 deal or whatever. And yeah, I know it averages out. You're really just they're really just trying to get you to stay on their platform and be loyal. But at the end of the day, it's all about making the money out there. And just you guys be safe out there and make that money, man.